Okay, this weekend, Thurman makes a comeback after 2 years. Is he entitled to a lesser opponent? I think he is. He's fought everybody and anybody on his way up. I mean, he's one time for a reason. He's given us a lot of big fights.
Yeah.
What's
I
your
don't have
take
a
on him?
problem with it at all. I don't think Josecitos is as simple as soft to touch as people think, though. You know, he's an like welterweight, so that's of course an advantage to Thurman. But Josecitos always been a guy who goes balls to the wall and fights. You know, you may beat him, you may even knock him out, but he's gonna go balls to the wall. When he's in doubt, he throws punches. You know, he's not one of these guys when he's in doubt, he just kind of folds. You know, but I remember the Victor Ortiz fight. You know, he even tried to fight Canelo, he just was too small. You know, so
No, the kid's got balls. He's ballsy. He'll come to fight.
So in that regard, I look at this fight like Thurman is not going to get to kind of warm into the fight after 2 years. I think because I really predict Joseto's going to come out fast, very fast.
Well, I think what about the energy that's going on in that gym? I mean, there's Mikey Garcia, Robert Garcia. There's a lot of good positive energy.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
I don't think Josito is going to really look to let Thurman warm into the fight. He knows in his mind Thurman's been out for 2 years. So I think it's going to be a thing where he's going to jump right into it and try to jump on Thurman quick and try to catch him cold at 2 years off, or maybe not expecting such a fast start. And hope that and I think the fight really turns it exciting. I mean, in the end, you probably expect Thurman to come through it, probably by a knockout, but however long it lasts, I really think this is going to be a fun fight. I mean, people ain't, it's about styles, and I really think this weekend is about
Well, look,
fight.
if Thurman wants that, yeah, but if Thurman wants the big fights, he's got to impress, bro. He has to impress. Regardless if he's been out for 2 years, he's got to come out with a knockout. He has to impress.
Yeah, and I think in the end the pick is probably Thurman by knockout, but not after only after Josecito also has started fast and looking to take his head off. So I think however it comes, I think it's gonna come in an exciting fight where people are gonna be gonna talk about this fight, you know. And I think the whole weekend is that because Konaki versus Washington also has potential because Konaki's never in a bad fight too.
Okay, and the last one. What's bothering me, bro. For real. I mean, didn't we learn anything from the Adonis Stevenson fight? Isn't it a safeties fighters first? What the fuck was up with the Badu Jack fight versus Marcus Brown? Should that fight would have been stopped earlier? You were at ringside. I was sitting on the floor. I don't agree with that. The fighters kept on going.
Listen, but I really think it's imperative for doctors to be educated, not obviously in the medical field, we already know they're educated, but I really think it's imperative for doctors, if they're going to work ringside, to be educated on the fighters. I know you can't be a ringside doctor and be educated on all the foreign fighters, but you should, in the very least, be educated on the bigger fighters, okay? And this is why I'm leading into this way. Badu Jack is always a slow starter. He always picks it up late. Having caught the headbutt in about the 6th or 7th round, now he was way behind in the fight, which meant he couldn't afford for the fight to be stopped and go to the cards because he would lose on the
Of course, but it's corner gambled. I don't like that.
You're putting him in a situation where he's got to fight from behind with this cut because he can't afford a fight to be stopped. And I'll give you the benefit of the doubt until the round 11 headbutt. I mean, until the round 11 uppercut. The round 11 uppercut should have closed the show because for two reasons. Number one, you've seen Badu already have trouble with the cut as it was. Now the uppercut opened the gash even more. Number three, you also know Badu's not a one-punch knockout artist. So he's probably not going to be able to get Marcus out of there anyway. So all you're doing is putting him in more danger because he's going to try to continue to be aggressive and try because he's going to show heart. But you can't put a fighter in that jeopardizing position to where he either goes and does this or...
I mean, I was really bothered by it, bro.
Or he quits and gets criticized.
I was really bothered by it. Very bothered by it. I even.
The corner is not their job. It's their job to motivate him. But the doctor, bro.
Yeah, but what about the cutman? I mean, I know Russ Amber for many years. He's one of the best cutmen. He should have told him, look, I can't fix your cut.
I'm not interviewing you. We do interview me.
No, go ahead.
From that perspective, that doctor, I don't care what schooling that doctor had, that doctor should never work again. Okay, because you have to understand from the perspective that the fighter who he is, and he's in a deep hole, and he's not gonna get out of it. Stop that fight. Stop that fight. We know how many times we see ringside physicians stop fights when they shouldn't be stopped over the dumbest shit. Now, when you have a situation where this guy, you should stop him to protect himself from himself. And to avoid criticism, because if he's not going to quit, and if he does quit, you know he's going to get criticized when he shouldn't. You should have to jump in there and do your fucking job and stop that fight. That fight should have been stopped by the doctor, not by the corner. The corner's job is to motivate, not by the referee, because the referee's job is to referee and stop it only if there's successive balls land. That fight is supposed to be stopped by the doctor. We have ringside doctors to stop fights precisely for that reason. But not all cuts. But that particular cut, you have to be intelligent enough to know the situation, the fighter, the peril that he's in, knowing that he's not a one-punch knockout guy, and knowing that the fight's over. You have to stop that fight. And my problem is the doctor's incompetence prevented that.
Wow. Well, I hope we learned something from this, but especially from the Adonis Stevenson fight, man. I figured, fuck.
To learn from, because he's up on 2 scorecards when he gets knocked out. So how are you ever gonna stop that fight?
No, the fact that not the fact that you know, fuck, a fighter's safety should be first, no matter what, man. Adonis Stevenson was up and he ended up in the hospital in a fucking coma.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy should have been stopped as soon as he got the gash.
You can help the choice. You know, you can stop that fight. The Adonis Stevenson fight, I'm sorry, that's just part of what happens in boxing, unfortunately. You're not gonna stop a fight.
Yeah, but
a fight.
Of course, but doctors should have been more aware, more alert nowadays. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but there's nothing you can do about that. That's just part of the risk of the sport. Sometimes it's gonna happen. Unfortunately,
Right.
it's sad. But the Adonis Stevenson fight, nobody could ever have known that was gonna happen. It's happened before, where you have competitive fights, and then one fighter gets very badly damaged. You know,
Beautiful.
Unfortunately, that's part of the risk of the sport. That's what sport we're in.
Let's do some more in the next couple of weeks. We'll do some more of this shit. I'm sure the fans are gonna like this. I gotta go eat. My wife is making me some food. As you know, I like to eat. I'm 192 fine pounds right now.
Go for a jog, bro. Go for a jog.
I feel good. I feel good though, man. We'll see one day. And that's it. Everything else is good.